Hey, what's up? Welcome everybody. In this series, we'll be discussing about Electronjs and how we can build a desktop application using Electronjs. So it will build cross-platform desktop apps using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So in today's video, we'll just get started building an app. We'll build a simple app using that, and in further videos, we'll level up our skill and build advanced applications. So here are some examples of applications that are built using Electron. So Skype, GitHub Desktop, VS Code, Slack, Atom. So let's get started by cloning a quick starter application, and we'll go through the code there. You can just build from scratch using npm init, but this gives us a boilerplate. So you can create this project on any folder, unlike a Laravel application which you need to do on web root. So I'm in this folder and I will run that git clone command. Alright, that is done. Let's cd into that and open up it in VS Code. Alright, so once that is done, it will clone git ignore these files. So these files we need to create anyway, so it just saves us some time. So it got basic HTML file and some license information, main.js, we'll discuss about that, package.json with some default data like so, readme and all these. So you can change these anytime you want, like a name of your application, version number, description, and author name. So also note that there is a script called start. So whenever we run npm start, it will just start the Electron application, and the main is referencing main.js, which is this main file. So on start, it will load this file, and this file is the entry point for our Electron application. Alright, so let's install dependencies, like we need to pull in Electron. So we'll run npm install and then npm start. So currently we only have one dependencies, which is Electron version 2. Alright, so this is our just hello world application. So whenever we run npm start, it is loading the main.js file. Let's go to that file and see what is happening there. So first thing, we load the app and browser window from Electron, and then we create the new window. So main thing to understand in this application in Electronjs is there are two processes. One is main process and other are renderer process. So let me give you example. For example, in this Chrome application, so there is one main process or main engine, Chromium engine, which is running all this, and whenever we open a new tab, it is triggering another process, which we call it renderer process in Electronjs. So if you see on task manager, so these are all process. So Google Chrome, this is one process. So actually these all are process. So if you see Google Chrome, there are 51 process running. So there will be one main process and some as you open new tab, this will trigger a new process. So same thing in Electronjs. So whenever we open this index.html, which is, by the way, this page is index.html, this will call renderer process. So if you don't understand, don't worry, we'll build an application, and we'll use this concept of main process and renderer process. So let's go back to our code. So whenever we start application, this is the entry point, and what we are doing here is there is one function to create the window, which is this window, and on app ready, this app is ready, we are creating that window. Alright, so that's it. So this is on quit. So whenever we quit whole application, and on activate, so this is for OS X, Mac. So main thing is here. So on ready, we are just creating window, nothing much in this main.js currently. So if we see create window, it is using this browser window. So you can alter the width of window here, so main window, and then on main window we are loading this index.html file, which is this file, hello world, and we are displaying all the Node version, Chrome version, Electron version. Alright, so we are loading that file, and on main window close, we are making the main window null. So you can read comments if you wish to. So that's all about main process. So what renderer process is, so whenever we load the this HTML file, let's go there. So the new process is created, and so we can have other scripts on this window, like here. So the scripts loaded here are called renderer script, or yeah, just that is just name, but that is different from main. So for example here, let's change it, weather app, save it, go to page, and if you do Control R, refresh, yeah, it will refresh. Alright, you can also open Chrome DevTool using Control Shift I, or you can do from here as well, yeah, Control Shift I. So there are a couple of things that are different from browser. So we can develop our app using like we do in our browser, normally we do, but some native things are different. We'll deal about them in this series. So in this video, let's create a simple weather application. We'll fetch the weather info from our external API and display that here. So first thing, on this index.html, we'll create the HTML file like we normally do. So I will get rid of this and paste a new HTML here. So here I'm just importing Bootstrap from CDN, and then loading a CSS file, and this is the form, and this is the container for web. So let's save it and see it in action in browser. If I reload, alright, so currently it is like so, because so if you see in let's see, so the file main.css not found, that's why this CSS is not working. So currently the HTML markup is like we have form to enter city name, and if we hit enter, it will load the temperature and weather condition in these div. Alright, so this is the markup. So to make it look nicer, I've included a main.css file. So let me just paste that there. So create a new file, main.css, and I'll paste some CSS here to just make it look a bit clean. And now let's go, and if we reload, alright, so it looked like this. Okay, so here we'll load all information. Alright, so now let's move to writing logic to fetch the weather data from API and display it here. So we'll do that on this file. So I've named it renderer.js. It comes by default. You can name it anything you want. So that file already here. Currently it is clean. So here we'll first thing we'll do is we need Axios to import to fetch the data from API. So first thing we'll install Axios. npm install Axios. Alright, so installation done, and we will, so for weather we'll use this API, open weather map API. You can sign in or sign up for it to obtain the API key, and yeah, you can use subscribe or you can do API docs from here. So let me sign in. So I'm already signed in, and here you can get API key, and you can see what service you are subscribed to. Currently I'm subscribed to weather, so free plan. Alright, so just note this API key. You can create any key you want, or you can use any of these key, this or this, totally work fine. So just copy it, and let's go to API, and if you are not subscribed, just subscribe here, and then on API docs. So it is quite simple. We just need to make the request to this endpoint. So where Q will be the city name, and this will be the API response. Alright, so let's switch to our application. So here first thing we'll do is we'll use this Axios, so we'll require Axios, and we'll define another constant for API base URL. So API base URL will be so this will be the API base URL. Just copy that into here. Alright, so api.openWeatherMap this weather. So I've included a couple of parameters like unit equals to metric, that will give us on Celsius. You can use a couple of units like I think Kelvin. So there are options there, you can look that. On this unit format section, unit metric imperial. Alright, metric imperial. Okay, so imperial will give you on Fahrenheit and metric will give you on Celsius. So, and also you need to include this app ID key with your API key here. So you need to paste API key here, and also I've included Q equals to, so this will be city name. I will appending the city name here, so that will be the URL. And happens. So when a window loads, on load, I will trigger a function called fetch data. So this fetch data function will fetch the data from API and display it there. Alright, so here we'll pass the city. So currently first we'll pass a default city. Let's define that default city. So for now let's just define this city. You can define London. Alright, so let's create this that function fetch data, and parameter will be city, and here we'll be making the Axios get request on the URL, and on URL we need to append the city name. So this will be the base URL and appending the city name there. Alright, so on successful response we'll have access to so JSON data, we can call it. So you can console log that to see if it is working or not. Alright, so console log JSON data. Function. Alright, so function fetch data. So we are passing the default city London, and we are calling on Windows load, and we are console logging that. Alright, so let's go and refresh the app and open up Control Shift I to open up console. So we are getting JSON data. This will be the object, and we are getting all information like so we are concerned with this data object. So we are getting all data we require in this object: coordinates, temperature, weather, wind. Alright, so basically that data is in this format. Alright, so let's get rid of console log, and so let's construct data. So this is the main data object, JSON data. Alright, and we'll display the title. So title will be the overview, like main weather information, weather, and we'll get the first instance and main. Alright, so this will be the data dot main, and actually it will be data dot weather dot main. So it will display the main whether it is cloud, raining, or everything like that. So similarly I'll paste some more thing. So this will be display the temperature value, data main temperature, temperature minimum, temperature maximum. Alright, data dot main dot temperature, temperature minimum, temperature maximum. Alright, so after we have all necessary data, we'll display that on our index.html. So we need to target couple of divs here. So I've already defined ID, so this is okay, this is city, and temperature value, I've given this temperature value class. Similarly, we got max temperature, minimum temperature. Alright, so I'll paste that as well. So document dot query selector, so heading will display the title. So by the way, heading is this. Here will display the main information about weather, and similarly location we display the city which we got passed from here, and temperature value, maximum temperature, minimum temperature. So basically we're just loading the data here. Alright, so let's go to our application and let's close this and refresh. Yeah, so clouds, London, and all this. Okay, so next we need to make this whenever user enters any custom city name and hits OK, we need to display that city information. So to do that, let's create another. So we have to listen for this OK click whenever user hits this OK. Where is that? Yeah, so let's do that. So document dot get element by ID, so I've named it OK button, and we need to add event listener named click. So when someone clicks on that, we'll execute this piece of code. So first thing, we need to grab the city from that input field. So document dot get element by ID, so that input field ID is city, and we'll get the value from there. So if we got city, then we'll call the fetch data. Alright, so fetch data will pass that city, as simple as that. So that should work. Let's go, let's refresh, let's search for Mumbai, hit OK. Yeah, so Mumbai, this temperature. Kathmandu, yeah, so this is our basic weather application. Alright, so once you are done building application, you can package it and share it. So currently you need to run npm start to see this application. So what we'll do is we'll install a Electron packager application by running npm install Electron packager with -g flag. It will install Electron packager globally. Alright, so once that is installed globally, you can check if that is installed or not by running Electron packager version. Yeah. Alright, so once Electron packager is installed, we'll package this up using the command. So the command is Electron. So you can search for this Electron packager and read the documentation about it on this GitHub repo. And the source directory is, so currently we are in this directory, so this will be the directory, and app name will be we'll call it weather, and I will give all. Alright, so after you run Electron packager and name of source, name of your app, and then all, you'll have this new folder here, and you will get weather.exe. So it will create other files as well for all other platform it will create. So for Windows, this exe. So if you open this up, let me reveal it in Explorer. So if you run this file, yeah, we'll get exact that app here as well. Alright, so same functionality. Let's search for Sydney. Alright, so I hope this video helped you to get started building desktop application using Electron.js. And in this series, in future, we'll add more videos where we'll build more advanced application using Electron and discuss about some other important topics. So that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.